It's going live. You can hold it at least for other people. I then
Sara is not happy with the picture. Please take her back. Well, Sara.
thank you.
On live है वेटिंग द बेटा इधर
Request
का
everyone to Mr. Curtains.
ठीक है मैं हैंडल करती हूँ
Okay, so before we go on to the main events, I would like to know if you have an idea how many people there are on Earth today. How many people are there on Earth right now? Okay.
So the answer is more than 8.2 billion people. Just imagine over 8 billion individuals, each with different dreams, cultures, talents and aspirations, all sharing one planet.
And there's another interesting fact. Did you know that every second around 2 to 3 babies are born somewhere in the world? That means by the time we finish this introduction, hundreds of new lives will already be here.
That's exactly why World Population Day is important. It was established by the United Nations Development Programme in 1989. Inspired by the day when the world's population crossed 5 billion back on July 11, 1987. Since then, this day has encouraged us to think not only about how many people we are, but also about how we can ensure a better quality of life for everyone.
Now, whenever we hear the word population, many of us immediately think there are too many people. But is population always a problem?
Not necessarily. Population becomes a nation's greatest strength when its people are educated, healthy, skilled, and empowered. In fact, every doctor, engineer, teacher, scientist, farmer, entrepreneur, artist, and sportsperson in this room is a vital part of our country's population strength.
Let us travel back in time for a moment to see how fast things are moving. The world took thousands of years to reach its first billion in 1804. After that, the pace exploded. So as you can see the graph rising.
$2 billion in 1927 and then $8 billion in 2022. Medical advancements, improved healthcare, better sanitation, and longer life expectancy have all contributed to this remarkable growth.
Let us look at India's population specifically. According to the 2011 census, India's population was approximately 121 crore people, or you can say 1.21 billion.
Many of you may be wondering, what about the 2021 census? Actually, the 2021 census was postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic. It has not yet been completed, but the Government of India has officially launched its 16th census as a fully digitalized process spanning through 2027.
But how do we accurately track all these massive numbers? The answer is the census. A census is an official counting of every single person living in this country. It provides vital information about the population, education, occupations, and housing. So these data helps the government to plan their expenditure, plan schools, hospitals, education, roads, transport systems, and the overall development programs of the country. Let us look at a few critical indicators shaping our reality today. So as you can see, while the 2011 census recorded India's literacy rate at 74.04%, recent government labor surveys show our overall literacy rate has climbed to 80.9%. However, the spread is wide. Mizoram tops the charts at 98.2%, while Andhra Pradesh sits at 72.6%.
We are also seeing significant shifts in demographics. The sex ratio moved from 943 females per 1,000 males in 2011 to 1,020 females per 1,000 males in recent National Family Health Surveys. The total fertility rate of India stands at 1.9 births per woman, and which is actually below the replacement level of 2.1. The death rate is 6.4 deaths per 1,000 people, and the infant mortality rate drops significantly to 25 deaths per 1,000 births. And the maternal mortality rate are 88 deaths per 1 lakh per live births.
These numbers remind us that continuing to invest in education, healthcare, and gender equality remains the absolute priority of our country. So this brings us to India's massive advantage. India is one of the youngest nations in the world, which means nearly 65% of our population is below the age of 35, and around 68% belongs to the working age group.
This is known as a demographic dividend. If our youth receive quality education, healthcare, and employment opportunities, they become the greatest asset behind India's development. In other words, our population is not just our responsibility, it is our greatest opportunity.
But we must balance the growth with our planet. More people can mean greater demand for food, water, energy, transportation, housing, which puts immense pressure on our ecosystems. This is why population is deeply connected with the UN Sustainable Goals development, like ending poverty, ensuring quality education, and building sustainable cities.
With that powerful foundation laid, let us move on to our scheduled events for the day. To kick off our presentations with our first speech of the afternoon, Population from Numbers to Possibilities, please welcome Mr. Varun Rana to the stage.
Thank you, Amna. Good morning, respected Principal Professor Dr. Bhagwan Galani, Vice Principal Dr. Mandeep Kokocha, respected teachers, and my dear friends. When we hear the word population, we usually imagine a number, 8 billion, and more than 1.4 billion is in India. Graph rising, cities expanding, and resources being shared by more and more people. But today, I want to begin with a different thought. Population is not crowd. Population is a classroom full of questions. It is a hospital full of hopes. It is a playground full of energy. It is the country full of possibility waiting for to be shaped. World Population Day remind us that behind every static, there is a human story. A child waiting to be educated, a young person looking for an opportunity, a mother hoping for a safe and healthcare, a family dreaming for a better tomorrow. United Nations projects that the world population may peak at around 10.3 billion in the mid-2080s. The number can sound huge, but it is also tells us something powerful. The future is still being written, and the way we plan today, we decide the quality of tomorrow. Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of United Nations, once said, young people should be the forefront of the global changing and innovation. This line is especially meaningful for a country like India. Young people are not just a part of population, they are the pulse of nation. If you receive good education, skill, health, safety, confidence, and the population becomes power. It has become invention, service, leadership, creativity, and progress. Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. In the context of population, this is the real answer. Not blame, not panic, not fear. The answer is education. Of course, we cannot ignore the challenges. A growing population can put pressure on land, water, jobs, housing, and the environment. But every challenge asks us the question, we only count people or we will make the people count. Economist Amartya Sen has taught the world to look at the development not only as income or the number, but as the expansion of the people, real freedom and capabilities. That means truly developed society is one where people have the freedom to learn, to stay healthy, to make choice and live with dignity. So on World Population Day, let us shift our thinking. Let us not see population only a pressure. Let us see its potential. Let us not see young people only the future citizens. Let us see them the present change maker. Let us not ask only how many people are there. Let us ask how many lives are we empowering. A nation does not become merely because it has many people. It becomes great when every person has a chance to grow. The World Population Day is therefore not just about population control. It is about population care. It's about health. It's about education. It's about equality. It's about responsibility. And it's about hope. Because the future not be shaped by number alone. It will be shaped by opportunity we created for those numbers to become names, voice, dreams, and achievements. Thank you. This speech was written by Khushi Mishra, but unfortunately she was in the internship, so I am here to give her speech. Thank you.
A wonderful reminder that every life carries potential. Moving on from prose to poetry, our next segment a touch of narrative and culture. Let's welcome Ms. Nusrat Khan to recite a poem called Lalu Pandit.
Thank you so much, Mana. So my poem is Lalu Pandit. This poem takes us on the journey of a village Pandit who visit a city and experience the effect of overpopulation. लालू पंडित गांव छोड़कर पहली बार शहर में आए। भारी भीड़ हर तरफ देखी, कुछ चकराए कुछ घबराए, जिसको देखो कुछ भूला सा भागम भाग चला जाता है। चलने से मानुस मानुस होगा, टकराता है भिड़ जाता है सैकड़ों दुकानें जिनमें ठूस ठूस सामान भरा है। दोनों ओर सड़क से सटकर पटरी पर भी माल भरा है। साइकिल रिक्शा टांगा ऑटो दौड़ रही कारें बस ठेले, इतना शोर रोशनी ऐसी जैसे लगे हुए 100 मेले। भरने लगा धुआं सांसों में, चलना हुआ 2 कदम भारी। कहाँ गांव की खुली हवाएं, कहाँ शहर की मारा मारी। पंडित जी मन ही मन बोले, क्यों इस तरह अशांति छा रही, कुदरत कितनी दूर हो रही, आबादी की बाढ़ आ रही। लीला तिवारी जी ने क्या खूब कहा, बाढ़ पानी की हो या जनसंख्या की, तबाही मचा ही दी। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Ms. Nazar. That was quite beautifully rendered. Up next, we shift our focus to actionable hope. to share their insights on making a better world. Please welcome Ms. Zainab Patrawal.
A very good morning to one and all, respected vice principal, principals and teachers and my dear friends. Have you ever noticed that in India, getting into a Mumbai local is sometimes easier than getting out of it? At traffic signal, another signal turns on green before your own signal turns on green. It feels as if the entire country received the same invitation. We laugh because we've all experienced it. But behind these moments lies an important question. Are we growing faster than our resources? Every year on 11 July, the world observes World Population Day, an initiative by the United Nations to spread awareness about population, reproductive health, gender equality, and sustainable development. For India, the day holds special significance because we are now world's populous country with nearly 1.46 billion people. But here's the interesting part. The population is not just about numbers, it's about age. India's median age is around 29 years compared to 50 years in Japan, 48 years in Italy, and 46 years in Germany. While many developed nations are worried about aging population, India is one of the youngest major economic countries. This gives us something economists call the demographic dividend, a huge workforce capable of driving innovation, economic growth, and global leadership. But remember, a dividend is not a gift, it's an opportunity. If our youth receives quality education, healthcare, and employment, India can become an economic superpower. If not, the same demographic advantage can come to a disadvantage. Let's be honest, in India sometimes waiting list has its own waiting list. Finding a seat in a bus feels like winning in a reality show. In packed classrooms, if someone drops a pen, there are 10 to pick it up, but only one finds it. These jokes make us smile, but they also remind us the pressure on our infrastructure. According to United Nations Population Fund, India's fertility rate has fallen to around 1.9 children per woman, below the replacement rate. Yet, our population continues to grow because millions of young people are entering adulthood every year. A phenomenon called population momentum. According to 68% of Indians belong to working age group and nearly 36 live in urban areas. Increasing pressure on housing, transportation, healthcare, water resources, and employment. Recognizing these challenges, the Government of India has taken several important steps. The National Population Policy 2000 focuses on voluntary and informed family planning. Mission Parivar Vikas, the National Family Planning Program. ASHA workers at the National Health Mission improves maternal health care, reproductive services and awareness. This also shows the encouraging progress in family planning, declining fertility rates across many states. Friends, countries like Japan are searching for more young workers. India already has them. Our challenge isn't population, it's preparation. Here's a thought. The future isn't decided by how many people are there, but how well do we prepare every person to uphold the future. So on this World Population Day, let us choose education over ignorance, empowerment over inequality, and sustainability over waste. Let us build an India where every child receives opportunity, every woman has the freedom to choose, and every citizen contributes to strong nation. Because our greatest resource is not our population. Our greatest resource is our people. Thank you. Happy World Population Day.
Thank you, Zainab. That was a powerful speech. From making the world a better place to realizing our own power. Our next performer is ready to remind us where the power truly lies. Please welcome Ms. Fiza Hakim with her poem, The future is in our hands.
Good afternoon, respected Principal Dr. Bhagwan Balali, Vice Principal Dr. Mandeep Kaur Kochar, our respectful professors and my dear friends. Today, I am reciting a poem, The Future is in Our Hand. Today, I stand before you, not just to speak our numbers, but to speak our lives. Every second, a new heartbeat begins, a new dream is born, a new future wants to uphold. But our planet whisper, can I carry this burden forever? The rivers are dying, the forests are fading, the air is growing heavier, not because people are problem, but because we forgot that the growth comes with responsibilities. Every child deserves food to eat, a school to learn, a healthy home, and a future filled with hope. The answer is not fear. The answer is awareness. The answer is education. The answer is equality. And the answer is responsible choice. Let us promise to be together to protect our earth, to value every life, to build a world where every child is wanted, every family is healthy, and every dream has a chance to grow. On this World Population Day, let us remember a future is not created by having more people, but by creating more opportunities, more compassion, and more responsibility. Thank you.
Now, let's turn the intellect. Population growth is a multifaceted coin. Is growing population a demographic dividend or a strain on finite resources? To unpack this, we bring to you a clash of minds. Please welcome Ms. Nimka Jha and Ms. Neha Punjabi as they engage in a conversation titled Population Growth, Asset or Liability.
Thank you, Amna.
Thank you, Amna. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Principal Sir, Vice Principal Ma'am, and all our teachers. Good afternoon.
इतनी एंट्रीज ही नहीं आई कि डिबेट हो पाता, but maybe that's fitting. Population, asset or liability was never really a debate. It's a conversation that we kept avoiding.
बिल्कुल. So let's not fight about it. Let's talk about it.
हाँ, सही भी है. हमसे अच्छा एसेट और लाइबिलिटी को कौन जान सकता है, क्योंकि हम तो कॉमर्स पेडागोजी वाले हैं. But still, I'll start with a number that scares me. In April 2023, India overtook China to become the most population country on earth. Over 1.4 billion of us.
And you call that scary?
Come on, Nimka. You have taken 628 Titwala fast train in Russia. Don't tell me that's not scary.
Okay, fair point.
कुछ अर्ज करूं?
इरशाद.
गलियां तंग हुई, सड़कें हुई बीमार, हर सिर पर बोझ है, हर घर में एक कार, रोटी कम पड़ी, मुंह ज्यादा हो गए, सपने अधूरे रह गए, संघर्ष नए हो गए. I'm serious though. More people means more competition for every seat in trains, colleges, and in interviews. As Paul Ehrlich warned decades ago in the population bomb, unchecked population growth can outpace food production and available resources. Every overcrowded hospital ward, every classroom where children share a single desk, and every long queue for basic services reflects that pressure. When population grows faster, our capacity to provide opportunities and resources become less of an advantage and more of a burden.
Pressure, yes. But pressure is also how gold becomes a diamond. ये सुनो, भीड़ अगर बेनाम रहे तो बोझ नजर आए, हो हाथ हुनर वाले तो बस ये हिम्मत बन जाए। जब मूक से ऊंची सोच उठे, जब इल्म बने दौलत, तब नौजवान एक हुजूम नहीं देश की ताकत बन जाए।
अब शायरी तो सुनानी है, प्लीज थोड़ा लॉजिक भी बता दो।
With pleasure. India's median age, as Zainab Patrawala rightly mentioned, is about 28-29 years. We are right now the youngest large nation on the planet. While Japan and much of Europe face what demographers call the tsunami of aging population, we hold a demographic dividend most countries would kill for.
A dividend only pays out if you invest it.
Exactly my point. Remember Mission Mangal? A real story. ISRO scientists, several of them women in their 20s and 30s, built and launched a Mars orbiter for less than the budget of the Hollywood film Gravity. This isn't a population problem. That's population educated and unleashed.
One ISRO mission doesn't cancel out one crowded local train.
No, but it proves the difference was never in the numbers. It's in what we do with them. Dr. Kalam kept saying it in his own way. A nation's youth are its greatest strategic resource, more valuable than anything we could ever mine from the ground.
Okay, that lands.
Even Three Idiots got it right. The film was never against ambition or against crowds of students chasing engineering seats. It was against a system that turned every bright mind into mark sheet instead of a mind. रैंचो बोलता था ना, काबिल बनो, कामयाबी खुद चल के आएगी. Become capable and success follows on its own. That's not a population problem. That's an education problem wearing a population costume.
So you are saying it was never really population, asset or liability?
I'm saying it's a wrong question. The real question is asset or liability for whom and prepared how.
Because an uneducated, unhealthy, unemployed population is absolutely a liability. Overcrowding, pollution, poverty, all real, all valid fears.
The skilled, healthy, empowered population is the single greatest asset any nation can have. Not oil, not gold, but people.
Economist Amartya Sen argued something similar. What matters isn't the number of people, but their real capability to live their lives they value.
Which is why exactly we are standing here. As teachers in training, between liability and asset, one variable decides which side wins.
Us, the classroom, the teacher.
This year's World Population Day theme is realizing the hopes and aspiration of young people today and for the future. Not controlling population, not fearing it, realizing its hopes.
So maybe that's the real conclusion. Population is not an asset. Population is not a liability.
Population is potential.
And what we, as teachers, do in the very next classroom we walk into.
Decides which word history uses for it.
So, on this World Population Day, we won't leave you with a debate score. We won't leave you with fear.
We leave you with a responsibility.
Population is neither a blessing nor a burden by itself.
What makes a difference is education, opportunity, and thoughtful planning.
Because
Every life deserves a chance to learn, grow, and contribute.
Let's not just count people.
Let's help them reach their potential.
Happy World Population Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nirka and Ms. Neha. That was a powerful exchange of ideas. Both sides certainly gave us a lot to ponder upon. And to give us some visual perspective on this very matter, let's turn our attention to the screen. Ms. Stuti Pandya will now present a thought-provoking documentary titled World Population. Too many people or too few?
Thank you, Jamala. So we have a short documentary for you. We request you to watch it very carefully as we also have a quiz after it at the end.
Does the world have too many people or too few? The world's population surpassed 8 billion in November 2022, and in April 2023, India officially beat China as the most populous country on the planet. But a new study suggests that the world population could fall to 6 billion by the end of the century. And despite there being more people than ever before, 2/3 of them live in countries where the population is actually in decline. Italy, South Korea, and Finland are just some of the countries facing massive demographic changes due to an aging population, and the Japanese government is already warning its citizens that the country is on the verge of societal collapse due to dangerously low birth rates. So what is the outlook of the world's population, and should people be having more children or less? Population decline is being driven by decline in fertility around the world. With better healthcare and lower child mortality rates over the past century, couples are opting to have fewer children than in the past. Increasing levels of education, access to contraception, and opportunities for women in the workplace have also contributed to parents opting for smaller families. And while world leaders long feared that the population bomb would explode, leaving humans to fight among themselves for increasingly scarce resources, many countries are now facing the opposite reality, with not enough workers to sustain them in the future.
So I think the problems are multifold. The first one is what's called the dependency ratio, which is the number of people over working age to the number of people in working age, roughly. And that's just changing in a place like Japan. It means more and more older people are relying on fewer and fewer workers, both to do the work that's required to support the society for the old people generally, but also to pay the taxes. As a society ages, which is natural if you have a very low fertility rate and a good long life expectancy, then more and more needs to be spent on health, more and more needs to be spent on social care. So there are financial implications and there are labour implications. It's no coincidence that Japan has the highest debt ratio of any OECD country by far. They have to keep borrowing. For now that's working, but it may not work forever. So eventually you could have real financial problems, and indeed already we're having labour shortages.
The number of people above the age of 80 is expected to rise from 155 million in 2021 to 459 million in 2050. Despite these predictions, many young people in richer countries are reluctant to have children, especially given rising costs of living and pay stagnation. Millennials in advanced economies are less likely than their parents to own their own home and will be more in debt than previous generations. However, not everyone thinks that a decline in population is a bad thing.
Well, the pace of population growth is unsustainable, so seeing that growth begin to finally stabilize and even decline is a positive thing. The human population puts enormous pressure on the planet, which makes it harder to meet our own needs too. But for example, experts predict that billions of people could be displaced in the coming decades as the effects of the climate crisis intensify and make more places unlivable. And it's also really important to note that population decline is the result of really positive societal developments, including increased gender equality, education, and reproductive freedom.
Population decline may result in increased migration, allowing people from more populous countries to move to those that need workers. Global migration has been crucial in filling rising job vacancies in Germany, the UK, and the US. In fact, without migration, the EU's 2019 population would have shrunk by 500,000. There is also the chance of new visas being introduced to ease the arrival of more workers. But with rising polarization and anti-immigration sentiment spreading across the world, will population decline cause more problems than it solves?
A deeply eye-opening documentary. Awareness must now translate into commitment. So, I request everyone to please stand as we take the World Population Day pledge led by Mr. Mihir Pochrekar.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected teachers, principal teachers, and all my dear friends. I request you all to please repeat the pledge after me. So, let us begin. Today, I stand before you to solemnly pledge on this occasion of World Population Day to honor the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, believing that the entire world is one single family. I believe that our population is not a burden, but our greatest resource. I promise to use my skills with unity and responsibility to uplift those around me as a responsible citizen. I commit to the Sustainable Development Goals. I will protect our planet and consume its resources mindfully. As teachers, we pledge to mentor with wisdom. We will ensure that progress leaves no one behind. Together, we will build a sustainable, harmonious, and beautiful tomorrow. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Vee, for that quiz. I now request everybody to kindly open Google Lens on your phone or any scanning app that you have and scan the QR code that's going to be visible on the.
Now, I would like to call our mentor, Dr. Manisha Tyagi, to say a few words on this occasion of World Population Day.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. As Madam Ma'am has requested me to say a few words. So, as you know, I've done MA in Economics in the year 1988. How many years back? Can you count?
48.
1988, I was doing my MA. Tell me how many years back?
48.
38 years back, and I was reminded of my population education course. What I remember, my teacher, when he was teaching population education as one of the subject in MA first year, he told me every year we add one Australia to our country, that time. So, is it like that even today? What research you have done? Are we adding every year one Australia? That much of population is added every year in our country. So I have not Googled because I did not think that I'll be speaking, but we can check that still are we adding one Australia, because I remember his lecture. Because he used to say that every year we add one Australia to our country. With that much of speed, our population is growing. And also I remember the theory of Malthus. Do you remember economics, commerce regarding the population education? I just remembered the theory of Malthus regarding the population education. What he says, anybody those who have done economics and commerce, Malthusian theory of population education, these are my lectures 38 years back. मैंने कुछ पढ़ा नहीं है अभी. I have not read anything what I read 38 years back. I am just trying to relate. Anybody who has done commerce and economics? Yes? That's right. Even one more thing, very good example our teacher used to say for the Malthusian theory of population, that Malthus says that you should not worry about population growth. Why you should not worry about population growth? Because when a child is born, he has 2 hands and 2 legs. So what happens when he has 2 hands and 2 legs? He is going to earn his livelihood. So he is contributing. He is not the liability, but he is an asset. That is the Malthusian theory of population. But the thing is that there are so many economists and they have given their own theories. So when you read about economics and commerce, these theories are there. There are so many theories. I remember these 2 lines of my teacher. And looking at today, present time, as we are observing this World Population Day, everybody has spoken about that we should not count the numbers, but we cannot deny the truth that our number is growing at very exponential rate, right? And the examples we face every day. What is the example? You travel by train and like animals we are in Bombay. Do you think we have quality of life? So it's good to say good things, but what is the reality? And with my experience traveling to other countries, whenever I come back, I visited Canada, I visited US, recently visited Europe, other Asia, even China. When I was visiting China like 5 years back, I was thinking that time they were number 1 in population. I was thinking they must be having bad roads, they must be having crowded places, and they must be having problems like us. But the moment we stepped inside that city of China, it was so clean. And then I was finding places to criticize China. देखो यहाँ पे भी गंदा है, हमारा country तो अच्छा भी गंदा है. But I did not get even a single point to criticize. So whenever I come back from other countries, I feel very sad. Why I feel sad? Because we don't have basic necessities. We don't have pure air. We don't have proper roads. So you have to reflect. We can say that population is an asset. It's very good to think and reflect on that. But what are we doing? Do we have civic sense? Do we have civic sense? I have seen people, they step on the kachra and they throw papers. They destroy the public property. So what kind of population excellence we are aiming for? So we have taken oath, right? So what is the takeaway? What we are going to do by observing is just putting tick, check box में आज हमारी activity हो गई. ये है इसका मतलब? नहीं है ना. इसका मतलब क्या है? What you are doing? First of all, you make yourself capable so that you can contribute towards the growth of the nation. So counting is not important. That is how the government is also taking initiative. What are the initiatives of the government towards this population growth which is happening in our country, and we are number one. We feel very proud that we are number one. Which are the schemes initiated by the government? Have you heard Kushal Bharat, Kaushal Bharat? Why this scheme? Because we have a lot of people in our country, and if these people are not skilled, if these people are not able to contribute towards the growth of the nation, what is the use? Isn't it? That is how they have started this initiative. So first of all, we need to work on ourselves. As teachers, we need to work on our students and make them capable so that they can contribute towards the growth of the nation. And the meaning of Real World Population Day is every life matters. Right? So quality of life is important. So make such type of India where we are able to have quality of life, where I see in other countries it is very much there. So with this, thank you so much for conducting such a thought-provoking program. And now they have become experts, albeit students. You just tell them if that program is there, you have to organize, and everyone is, gearing up. And such wonderful comparing presentations, like each and everything is so on the point that I'm really happy and satisfied, and I know now without us also you can plan any program. So congratulations. And once again, please do your part, have civic sense, and in real manner try to observe this day. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those inspiring words that tie our event together perfectly. As we draw the curtains for today's event, gratitude is in order. I invite Ms. Asiya Pathan to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
So good afternoon to one and all present here. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this special occasion of World Population Day. First and foremost, I express my heartfelt gratitude to our respected principal, Dr. Bhagwan Balani, for his continuous guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support in making today's program a grand success. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to our respected Vice Principal, Professor Dr. Mandeep Kaur Kochar, for her continuous motivation and valuable support. I take this opportunity to express our deepest appreciation for the Social Science Club mentors, Dr. Manisha Tyagi, Dr. Raju Talreja, and Ms. Karan Kerawala for their guidance, encouragement, and dedication in making organization. I would also like to thank the Equal Opportunity Center, especially Professor Dr. Rajiv I. Jha and Professor Dr. M.A. Ansari for their support and cooperation. Our sincere gratitude also goes to Dr. Neelu Verma, NSS Program Officer, for her valuable contribution and support in making today's program successful. A heartfelt thank you to all the volunteers and members of the Social Science Club, Science and Maths Club, Equal Opportunity Center, and NSS for their dedication, teamwork, and hard work for behind the scenes. I extend my sincere thanks to all the teaching and non-teaching staffs, and finally all the students for their enthusiastic participation, cooperation, and attentive presence. Your involvement truly made this celebration meaningful and memorable. Once again, thank you to each and everyone for your valuable support and presence. Let us carry forward the message of World Population Day by making informed choices and contributing towards a healthy, inclusive, and sustainable future ahead. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand tall as we conclude our event with the ultimate symbol of unity, our national anthem.
Thank you everyone. So with this we conclude today's program. As my DLL, I request you to go into your class. I will be coming in the